Hello everyone, welcome to another video review. Today's multimeter is a tiny little one out of Asia known as the DT-830D Plus. And when I say tiny, I'm not kidding. It's small. Just to give you a little idea, this is a Fluke 12B, which is a pretty small meter to begin with. And as you can see, it dwarfs the 830. Now dare I pull out my Fluke 87.5? That's just obscene, but I can't even get it all in the picture, just to give you an idea. I mean, this meter is tiny, literally. But you know what they say, sometimes good things come in small packages, or big things come in small packages. What do you get, speaking of packages? Well, you get the multimeter. Nice orange holster. You get the box. And you get these very tiny leads. I did the pull test, and so far so good. They haven't come out. Sometimes on these cheaper Asian leads, especially with the small multimeter devices, when you pull, you're actually going to take that wire lead right off the stem. But in this case, no can do, so that's a bonus. There is no manual or user specifications, what have you. Everything's on the box. And in this case, it's telling us that we have DC, AC, DC amperage, and resistance. Resistance is up to 2 megohm. It doesn't do capacitance. It does do diode and continuity, as well as it has a small transistor checker. You have the three inputs, one for the voltage, ohms and milliamps, another for the COM, and of course one for your amperage. It's unfused at 10 amps. If we turn it on, we can see right away that it's got a pretty good display. I can't complain. It's fairly crisp. Looks sharp, easy to read. Now, unlike the package itself, if you'll notice, super bright backlit display. Well, not on this one. In fact, I haven't seen any. I've seen a few of these. I've yet to see one with a backlight. I'm not saying that they're not out there, but I haven't come across any. So buyer beware. They normally do not come with a backlight. As I said, the display itself, it's nice, it's crisp, it's small, but it's very doable. No complaints in that department. It's all really easy on the eyes, and I like it. Compared to some of the other cheaper 830s that you can get on the market, I find this display actually quite good. Just to give you an example, this is a typical 830. And I don't know about you, but I just find the display a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner on the smaller 830D Plus. You know, they're both decent, but yeah, for whatever reason it is, I really do think they took up the display a notch on this guy. Alrighty. So we're going to do a few tests, of course. We're going to do voltage tests, resistance, we'll check out the continuity, and we'll see how this little guy performs. Okay, so I have the power supply, DC power supply, hooked up to the Fluke 87.5 and the DT-830D Plus. And right now we are at the power supply showing as 2.5 volts, but as you can see, both meters are reading 2.60 on the Fluke and 2.66 on the little 830. Okay, let's bring it up to 3.8 volts. 3.83 on the Fluke, 3.92 on the 830. So a few counts off, but still okay. going to go up to 5.8 volts. So showing is 5.91 on the Fluke and 6.0 on the 830. Up and away. 9.6 on the Fluke, 9.8 on the 830D Plus. Now we're going up a little higher. We are at 15.1 volts on the power supply, showing us 15.19 on the 87.5, 15.5 on the 830D Plus. So I'm pretty happy so far. I've got no complaints. Let's take it up to 19.9 volts, and we're showing as an over limit. So let's just bring it down a little bit here. 19.7, 19.3. Okay, so 19.2 on the Fluke, 19.6 on the 830, and its reading is 19.2 on the power supply. So we're going to have to bring it up because it is not auto-ranging, as is the Fluke. So take it up to the next level, and we'll increase the voltage. Bring it up to 25 volts. And 25.0 on the Fluke, 25.12 on the 830D. So all in all, pretty good, pretty good. I'm gonna bring it up a little higher, showing as 30.6 on the power supply, 30.64 on the Fluke. And don't forget, this is only a 2000 count meter, so we don't have the same resolution as the 87.5. But it's showing us 30.7, so I'm happy. Yeah, that's good. I'm pretty well maxed out with the power supply, so no complaints in the power department. Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Fluke. So we're going to do a few more tests. I'm going to do a couple of resistors, and then we'll take this guy apart, have a quick look at the insides, and let's get on with the show. Okay, so I will just, for reference, I am not using the stock leads that the 830D came with. I'm using Sanwa gold tip leads. I really like these Sanwa leads, as you know if you've seen some of my previous videos. Very nice gold tipped, very light in the hand, but you know, gives a really great feeling. So I'm going to use those throughout the rest of the review. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start off with a 22K resistor. So once again, we're going to have to switch this to resistance mode. I'll put it to 200K, and let's see what happens. Sorry. Going to be a little bit out of camera here, but so it's a 22K resistor, 21.5. Took a little while to settle, but nonetheless, right on track. And here we've got a 100K resistor. So let's try this. And 97.5, so that's well in spec. So, and it's as you can see, it's quite fast. No complaints in that department. Alrighty. We'll try continuity test. Always fun. Now, once again, these are with, you know, very nice high-end Sanwa leads. Perfect. I mean, you know, for a little multimeter, great. You can definitely hear that. I won't even... So, yeah, no complaints, no pressure, solid, nice. Nice latched continuity. Great. Alrighty. I'll just give you a little FYI. I'll show you the difference a good set of leads makes. I will remove the Sanwa leads, and I will put in the stock leads which, by the way, are not very good as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't be using them. And we'll try the same continuity test. Here we go. Try that again. Wow. I know it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. I don't hear anything. Let's just double check here. Make sure we've got this. Wow, interesting. So, for whatever reason, I'm not getting anything. Let's just try switching this to voltage here. I've got a little 9-volt battery handy. Let me just see if I can get a reading on that with these leads. Nope. Okay, so there's something wrong with the leads. We're going to check on those later, but you know, that's just another good example of why you know, feel free. I mean, these little Asian meters are great. You know, I have no qualms with them. Obviously, you're not going to stick this into a high voltage circuit, but get a good pair of leads. You know, 99% of the time, the stuff that these little meters ship with is absolute crap. And you know why? Why pull your hair out? You know, do what I always do in my videos. Take the leads, throw them in the garbage, because they are complete junk. Get yourself a good pair of leads, Probe Masters, whatever you want. My case is always Sanwa, and enjoy the meter. You know, never let a lead dictate how well or not so well your meter performs. So do yourself a favor, get a good pair of leads, even on a cheap multimeter. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll take this little guy apart. Oh, as you can see, it's also got a transistor mode right over here. I mean, you know what? Let's try it. I think I've got a little transistor handy dandy. It's a little NPN, I do believe. And just bear with me. I am doing weird, unnatural things to its legs. Wow, it's probably illegal in a few countries, but anyway. Okay, so I just spread them apart here. I believe this is an NPN transistor. And the middle should be the base. So we'll see what happens. So NPN is on the bottom. A, B, E. And let's see if we have a reading. And nothing. So let's just try that again. Let's reverse it. I think that might work. And no can do. Okay, so I finally got it in there correctly, and I'm getting a well, by the way, this is a small signal bipolar transistor. It's from Original Semiconductors. I don't know, this type of transistor is usually used to amplify low-level signals, but they can also be used as a switch. Typically, the HFE value can range from, I think, 10 to 500. The maximized C rating of about 80 to 600 milliamps. They do come in both NPN and PNP forms. So yeah, brief history of this transistor. But as I said, it is working. And it's showing as a value of 23. Just to double check it, I got my little, well, not little, it actually looks huge compared to this guy, Maztec, and I will just swap the two and just see if we have the same rating. And yeah, it's pretty close. The Maztec showing as 26. So yeah, I mean, It's a handy little feature. You know, a lot of people are anti-transistor on a multimeter. You know what? I have no complaints. I like it. So I don't have it on all my multimeters. I wouldn't need it, but to have at least 1 or 2 multimeters lying around with transistor checkers, it's handy dandy. So I like it. Okay, so enough with the transistors. Unfortunately, I cannot locate my red diode. I do have a white diode, but I'm pretty sure white diode. But yeah, so let's try it out quickly here. Here's our one LED, white, and nothing. So was rather expecting that, but I'm pretty sure it would have lit up a red LED. I do apologize once again for not having one handy. Okay, so that's about it in terms of the actual testing. This device does not do capacitance, so no surprises there. But let's take it apart, turn it off, and we'll just take a quick peek inside. And this is always fun. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang, and there we go. So, not a whole lot to it, as you can see. But, okay, so, I mean, there's one reason why the continuity is so loud, because the piezo, or the speaker, is, you know, half the size of the meter. So that's great. No complaints there. We do have what looks like a PTC on board, one, and a little blob over the IC. Underneath here is your classic elastomer strip. That's what's talking to the LCD display. And the contacts are split, but they are inside these plastic casings, so I have no complaints. They're not going anywhere. Soldering job is decent, you know. For the most part, it's all SMD. We have our fuse here, which once again showing us as a 200 milliamp fuse. Current shunt, small. Nonetheless, at least it's there. So that's pretty well it. As you can see, a tiny little bit of PCB. That's the soldering job for the transistor checker. So not too much to it. I'm not going to take it apart because normally on these devices there's 2 little ball bearings for the selector switch, and they're pretty easy to drop, and I have a tendency to drop them, so I won't take it any further. But you know, all in all, pretty well what I was expecting for the most part. Now I paid approximately $20 Canadian for this, so you know, it wasn't exactly cheap, and I really got it because of the size more than anything. I wanted a really tiny little multimeter that I could just sort of throw and not worry about. So, I mean, in that respect, I should really be putting the screws back on, but I'm not. Okay. So in that respect, you know, it's definitely fills the niche. I'm happy with it. It does have a really nice display once again. I have... oh, I like it. I do not keep the leads that it comes with. Throw out the leads, and I think you'll be fine. If you just want to have a decent little meter, maybe you have a bench that's full of stuff, like some people I know, including myself, and you just want to have a little device there that doesn't take up any room, This is a great little guy to have on board. Simple, it's effective. It's not really that expensive. I noticed the price has come down, and all in all, I think it's a nifty little buy. So all in all, I'm going to give this little guy 3.5 out of 5 stars for the DT-830D Plus. Thanks for watching the video, and as always, stay tuned because there's a lot more coming up. And if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, that would be great. And look forward to doing more multimeter reviews. Thanks for watching.